Welcome or welcome back. My name is Tab and I love to talk about books. In this video, I'm not sure if I'm going to make this a monthly thing, but I'm going to go over my April TBR. Like I said, pretty much in every video, 97% of the books I read are either from my library or digital Libby. So I usually have to return these books in a certain amount of time. I don't have a huge physical TBR. Like, only on those two sides is like the books that I own and like publisher and PR gifts. I also have maybe like 30 books in the basement that I have that's physical TBR. I just don't collect books. So I don't know. Like a TBR is very much whatever comes in from my library that I have on hold. It's not really regimented. However, I feel that I could, based on what I already have and what I know is on hold and where I am in line in my holds, I can kind of give you loosely what's kind of going to be my reading during the month of April. I am also going to be going on 2 vacations in the month of April. So I'm going to have a lot of airplane time and rest and relaxation time. I will make my own separate videos on like the destinations that I go to and how much I read during a vacation and all of that. So I'm hoping. Normally, I read between 15 and 20 books a month. So my TBR is 15 books. Like I said, books may come in, I may switch stuff around, but it's pretty much going to be this list. The first book I plan on reading, which I'm literally going to pick up after I finish the book that I'm currently on, and today is March 31st, is Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. This is an addictive thriller about a new mother's world upended when her husband commits a terrifying crime. How well does she know the man she loves, and what danger does she face if her entire life has been built on a lie? Love me some thrillers. I have seen a couple reviews on this book, and some people have not enjoyed it how much I think I'm going to enjoy it. So I hope that it ends up turning out better for me than it did for them. The next book I want to read is Ruthless Fae, and this is the second book in the Zodiac Academy series. So it's just going to be a continuation on after the first book, and this book I think is going to be good. The next book, I got a buddy here. So I'm all like jammed up on the side. Hopefully you can see his little face. Yes, you can. Okay. The next book is Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. This is a relatively older book. It came out in 2022. I read, what was it? The Last One at the Wedding, or the newest one that he released, and I absolutely loved it. So I am going to pick up this book, and it has a 4.16 review on Goodreads, so I think it's going to be really good. It's an inventive spin on the supernatural thriller about a woman working as a nanny for a young boy with strange and disturbing secrets. Mallory Quinn is fresh out of rehab when she takes a job as a babysitter for Ted and Caroline Maxwell. She is to look after their 5-year-old son, Teddy. I don't have a 5-year-old anymore, so I feel that I can really read these books. Normally, if they're either names of my children or their ages, and it's not necessarily a happy ever after, loving, cuddly fun book, I really won't read it because I'm that type of mom. But this one seems so eerie and creepy. The next book is Reckless by Lauren Roberts. This is the second book in the Powerless trilogy, and I want to read this one before the third book comes out, which the third book will already technically be out by the time I probably get to this, but I want to be able to pick up the third book and the last book in the trilogy before it's like months after this book has been out. This book follows Peyton and Kai, and it's basically just a continuation after the first book. And I don't think the beginning of this book is going to be really good. So I think it's good. Well, that's like a double-edged sword. I think it's going to be really good in a enemies to lovers tension way. The next books I have, which I'm counting these as like one because I plan to do my own video. I actually went to an author event with this author, is the Dream Harbor series, starting with its Pumpkin Spice Cafe and then Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, the Christmas Tree Farm, and the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. So I have all 4 of these. I purchased all of them, and I want to kind of read them. Like I've said also a million times, I really don't read books in a series one after another, but I think I'm going to, because I'm going to make a video about this and include like the author event at the end. So I'm planning to do those, and those are by Lori Gilmore, which is not her real name. That is a pen name. She, which I learned during this author event, she writes fantasy books under her real name, or romantasy books. Her real name is Melissa McTiernan, and she started with romantasy books. So I found that very interesting. I learned that at the author event. The first book in, I don't know if it's a duology or a trilogy or a full-blown series, but it's called A Curse of Blood and Wolves. So that's by the same author of the Dream Harbor series, but it's the Wolf Brothers series under her real name, and it's a romantasy book. And I believe one book is already out. In May of this year, the second book, A Curse of Fate and Wolves, comes out. So I just thought that was cool. And the Dream Harbor series is like quintessential New England, very cozy, spicy romance. There's lots of the same people in the same books, so I believe you definitely have to start from the first book in order to really absorb the whole Dream Harbor like landscape and friendship and family. Another book I plan on picking up in April is Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig, and this is the second and final book in the duology of The Shepherd King. The first book was One Dark Window, and I loved it. This like month is a bunch of like either continuing series or finishing up duologies, and this one just follows Elspeth still trying to collect all of the 12 Providence cards in order to break a curse. So I'm very excited about that one. Saltwater by Katie Hayes is another book on my TBR. It says in 1992, Sarah Lingate is found below the cliffs of Capri, unalive, leaving behind her 3-year-old daughter, Helen. Despite suspicions that the old money Lingates are involved, Sarah's death is ruled an accident, and every year the family returns to prove it's true. On the 13th anniversary of Sarah's death, the Lingates arrive at the villa to find a surprise waiting for them: the necklace Sarah was wearing on the night that she disappeared. That's like a little bit creepy, but it's okay. The next one is kind of like a curveball. I was looking for a book about space to complete this annual reading challenge I was in, and I found this book. It's called Murder by Memory by Olivia Waite. It is the first book in the Dorothy Gentleman series, and it's a novella. It's 112 pages, and it says Becky Chambers meets Miss Marple in this sci-fi ode to the cozy mystery helmed by a formidable, no-nonsense auntie of a detective. So it sounds like it's going to be a really good time, and it's in space. It says, a mind is a terrible thing to erase. Welcome to the HMS Fairweather, Her Majesty's most luxurious interstellar passenger liner. Room and board are included. New bodies are graciously provided upon request. And should you desire a rest between lifetimes, your mind shall be most carefully preserved in glass in the library, shielded from every danger. So I think it's going to be cute. Let's see. Oh, okay. This Book Will Bury Me by Ashley Winstead. This book is by the same author who wrote The Boyfriend Candidate and Midnight is the Darkest Hour, which one is like thriller mystery and another one is like such a cute like political romance. I enjoyed both of those books. The book description for this one says it is a compulsive story of five amateur sleuths whose hunt for an elusive killer catapults them into danger as the world watches. It's the most famous crime in modern history, but only she knows the true story. After the unexpected death of her father, college student Jane Sharp longs for a distraction from her grief. She becomes obsessed with true crime, befriending armchair detectives who teach her how to hunt killers from afar. In this morbid internet underground, Jane finds friendship, purpose, and even glory. Not usually, I'm not huge like true crime, but I love stories about people who search for people in true crime. I don't even know if that makes sense. But I don't like the people who the stories are about. I like the people, like the journalists researching the stories. And then I have My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Otessa Moshkev. Please forgive me. I know I said that wrong. This one I saw on a recent book list and I thought it was really out there. And I love to just sprinkle those in because I could read romance and thrillers all month, every single month, and I need to like break it up a bit. So this says, from one of our boldest, most celebrated new literary voices, a novel about a young woman's efforts to duck the ills of the world by embarking on an extended hibernation with the help of one of the worst psychiatrics in the annals of literature and the battery of medicines she prescribes. Our narrator should be happy, shouldn't she? She's young, thin, pretty, a recent Columbia graduate, works an easy job at a hip art gallery, lives in an apartment on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, paid for, like the rest of her needs, by her inheritance. But there is a dark hole in her heart, and it isn't just the loss of her parents or the way her Wall Street boyfriend treats her. It's the year 2000 in a city aglitter with wealth and possibility. What could be so terribly wrong? My Year of Rest and Relaxation is a powerful answer to the question. Through the story of a year spent under the influence of a truly mad combination of drugs designed to heal our heroine from her alienation from this world. So it's basically a girl who has everything that she wants. She doesn't need to work for anything. She has really no purpose, nothing that is difficult for her to achieve. She has everything, and now she wants to just check out for a year. She doesn't want to worry about being sad, about feeling lost. So a psychiatrist just prescribes her a bunch of behavioral health medication that pretty much like tranquilizes her or makes her not feel anything, any emotion. So it's going to be interesting to see how someone can write about this unless, they've actually been through it. Wildest Dreams by L.J. Shen. This is the second book in the Forbidden Love series. The first book was Truly, Madly, Deeply, and I did enjoy that one, and this is just the second installment. This comes out April 8th. And he'll protect his best friend's baby sister from anything other than himself. Rylan Dillon Casablancas is a forbidden fruit, undeniably delicious, but one bite just might kill you. She's my best friend's baby sister, a single mom, and a royal pain in the butt. When Little Miss Baggage moves downstairs to house sit her brother's Manhattan apartment, my potential business partner mistakes us as a couple. He wants a family guy. I want access to his billions. And Dylan, she needs a big, burly guy to scare off her loser ex. I'm going to eat this up. This is a one-sitting read. Already calling it. And then I have 4 books on here that I received as e-arcs that I want to read in the month of April and review them and, check them off my NetGalley list. The first one is Crash Landing by Annie McQuaid. This is a really cute pretense for a book. It's a funny and heartwarming debut romance about 2 exes forced to reunite when a plane crash leaves them stranded on a deserted island. Forced proximity, catastrophic event, and it says it's funny, so it must not be something like everyone on the plane passed away. So I cannot wait to pick this one up. But it's probably not going to be the one I choose to read on the airplane to one of my vacations this month. Called The Last Session by Julia Bartz, and this one is a locked room thriller about a social worker who, after coming face to face with her dark past, must infiltrate a mysterious wellness center in the deserts of New Mexico. Ooh! April is going to be filled with such good reads. When a catatonic woman shows up at the psychiatric unit, social worker Thea swears she knows her from somewhere. She's shocked to discover the patient holds a link to a traumatic time in her past. So this is going to be a little bit juicy. I'm sure it's going to dig up a whole bunch of drama. And I love locked rooms, especially in wellness retreat areas. It reminds me of, what is that, 7 Perfect Strangers? Or like White Lotus, where you go somewhere and you think it's just going to be, it's going to rejuvenate you. You're going to come out a completely brand new, perfect, shiny version of yourself. And I am about 3 weeks into a cold that I can just not shake. I spend at least half of my day sounding like I'm going to cough up a lung and then like profusely sweating from coughing so much. So, okay, I will get through this though. The second to last book that I hope to read in April is What If I Never Get Over You by Paige Toon. I loved her book 7 Summers, and her books are really like heart-wrenching and make you cry and very much make you kind of wonder like what is the meaning of life? Like they're so romantically, I don't know. If you've ever read a Paige Toon book, you know what I'm talking about. So the description of this book is, it's basically saying that it's like a contemporary Bridgerton. It's high drama, escapist wonder of a love story. 3 days to fall in love, 6 years to try to forget. A lot of her book, well, I don't know a lot of her books. I know 7 Summers. It's really like she met someone for 7 summers. She had a very short time to fall in love with him. It's very like tragic. Like I said, I cried so much reading that book. I hope this book doesn't do the same. But if it does, at least like I'm very much aware of her writing. So I'm kind of gonna prep myself and be ready for it just in case. Ellie didn't expect to fall in love while interrailing through Europe, but she also didn't expect to meet a man like Ash. 3 blistering days in Lisbon is all it takes to form an unforgettable connection. A bond deep enough for them to scrap their itineraries and plan to meet again in Spain. Ellie arrives late and Ash is nowhere to be found. 6 years later, Ellie has landed her dream job working as a gardener for a Viscount and Viscountess on their sprawling 500-year-old estate in Wales. She finds peace amongst the towering topiary hedges and colorful gardens, but her idyllic life is shattered when Ash crashes back into her life. Okay. And the last book on my April TBR is The Amalfi Curse by Sarah Penner. This one comes out April 29th, and it says, a hunt for sunken treasure, forbidden love on the high seas. Beware the Amalfi Curse. Haven Ambrose, a trailblazing nautical archaeologist, has come to the sun-soaked village of Postiano to investigate the mysterious shipwrecks along the Amalfi coast. But Haven is hoping to find more than old artifacts beneath the Azure waters. She is secretly on a quest to locate a trove of priceless gemstones her late father spotted on his final dive. So those are all 15 plus books I planned to read for the month of April. Let me know what books you are planning on reading for April. If any of these books decided to weasel their way onto your TBR, let me know. And I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.